What if you could cheat time? Imagine falling asleep today and waking up centuries into the future, where the mysteries of tomorrow have been unraveled. A world with technologies and possibilities we can't even imagine right now. It sounds like a dream or maybe a gamble. But for some, it's a real consideration. The answer: cryonics. Cryonics is the process of preserving the human body, or just the brain, at unimaginably low temperatures, with the hope that someday science will advance enough to bring you back. It's not science fiction. It's a real practice, albeit a highly controversial one. Consider this. In 1967, Dr. James Bedford, a psychology professor, became the first person to be cryogenically preserved. Over 50 years later, his body remains stored in liquid nitrogen, awaiting the day science might revive him. Bedford's case is symbolic, a leap into the unknown that inspired hundreds of others to follow suit. Today, companies like Alcor and the Cryonics Institute preserve the bodies of those hoping to one day cheat death. But let's take a step back and explore what this means. Why would someone consider freezing themselves? And what are the odds it could actually work? Cryonics is grounded in the idea that life can be paused. The moment someone is legally declared dead, cryonics teams spring into action. Blood is replaced with a cryoprotectant, a kind of antifreeze for humans, to prevent ice crystals from forming in the cells. The body is then cooled to minus 196 degrees Celsius and placed in liquid nitrogen, where it's stored indefinitely. The hope? That future scientists will have the tools not only to repair the damage caused by freezing, but also to reverse the condition that led to death in the first place. Whether it's cancer, aging, or even brain injuries, the dream is that tomorrow's technology will hold the key to bringing people back, better, stronger, healthier. Take the case of Mathrin Neovarapong, a 2-year-old girl from Thailand who became the youngest person ever cryopreserved. Mathrin had an incurable brain tumor, and her family turned to cryonics to give her a chance at life in the future. While heartbreaking, her story highlights the lengths people will go for hope. But here's the catch. While we've successfully frozen and revived embryos and small tissues, no one has ever revived a fully cryogenically frozen human. For now, the process is purely speculative. So, who chooses cryonics? It's not just for the terminally ill or the desperate. For some, the idea of cryonics is rooted in curiosity. They don't want to escape death as much as they want to see what humanity becomes. What will life look like when diseases are cured, when we colonize other planets, when artificial intelligence reshapes the way we live? Cryonics offers a ticket to a future they may otherwise miss. Others, like legendary baseball player Ted Williams, turn to cryonics to preserve his head as a way of hedging their bets. Though controversial, his family was divided on the decision. His cryopreservation shows how the idea of extending life can resonate even with cultural icons. For others, though, the decision is deeply personal. Fear of death plays a significant role. Humans have always sought ways to extend life, from alchemy to modern medicine. Cryonics is simply the next step in that age-old quest. It's not just about living longer, it's about avoiding the unknown that comes with death. And then there's the belief in progress. Many who sign up for cryonics don't just think it might work, they're convinced humanity will eventually figure it out. After all, think of how far we've come in just the last 100 years. Diseases once considered a death sentence are now treatable. Who's to say that cryonics won't follow the same trajectory? Still, cryonics is a gamble. While the technology to preserve the body is real, the science to bring someone back simply doesn't exist yet. The freezing process can cause damage at the cellular level, especially in the brain, where ice crystals could destroy the delicate structures that hold our memories and personalities. Even if the body is perfectly preserved, there's no guarantee that future societies will have the desire or the resources to revive people frozen in the past. Some critics argue that cryonics is more hope than science, a last-ditch effort to hold on to life. But for those who believe that hope is enough, there's also the question of morality. If the technology advances, who gets to decide who is revived and when? Would only the wealthy have access to this second life? Would the revived even recognize the world they wake up in? Or would they be relics of a time long gone? But let's imagine, for a moment, that it does work. Imagine waking up centuries from now in a world where humanity has conquered aging, cured every disease, and perhaps even unlocked the secrets of immortality. A world where the person who chose to be frozen, not because they were sick, but because they wanted to see this future, might wake up to find their gamble paid off. Picture this: humans no longer confined to Earth, but thriving as a multi-planetary species. Mars is no longer a barren wasteland, but a bustling, terraformed metropolis with sprawling cities under shimmering domes. Colonies on Europa, one of Jupiter's icy moons, are exploring the alien oceans hidden beneath its frozen surface, seeking signs of life. Massive space stations orbit distant planets, functioning as trade hubs and research centers for civilizations scattered across the stars. In this future, humanity isn't just surviving, it's evolving. Advances in genetic engineering may allow humans to enhance their physical and mental abilities. Superhumans with heightened intelligence, immunity to diseases, and even the ability to withstand extreme conditions, like the vacuum of space, might be walking among us. Nanotechnology could enable microscopic robots to repair damaged tissues, reverse aging at the cellular level, and even make death itself a choice rather than a certainty. Yet this future isn't without its mysteries. What new challenges would humanity face as it pushes the boundaries of existence? What kinds of relationships and connections would define a world where time, space, and even biology are no longer constraints? And as someone from the past, how would you fit into this new era? Would you be welcomed as a living relic, or struggle to find purpose in a society that has moved so far beyond your own? So, here's the question. Would you take the leap? Would you risk everything to see the world of tomorrow, knowing there are no guarantees? Cryonics may not have all the answers, but it's more than just freezing a body. It's a bet on humanity, on our ability to grow, to innovate, to dream of a better future. It's not just about escaping death, it's about embracing possibility. Would you accept the unknown for a chance to see what lies ahead? What do you think? Is it hope, science, or something in between? Let us know in the comments.